culture. And my last question is, what do you think about the young generation of Scotland inheriting and developing the culture?
Well, like all cultures, it's constantly changing and evolving. And Scotland recently was granted its own parliament, which is kind of half independence from England. So Scotland is very in touch with its own identity these days. And the literary traditions from Burns continue right up to the modern day. And Scottish poetry wins prizes all over the world. We have some very famous writers working today. Ian Rankin is a very famous crime novelist, and his work has been translated into dozens of languages. Some people may not know that Sherlock Holmes was created in Edinburgh, my hometown, the capital of Scotland. Conan Doyle, the author of Sherlock Holmes, he studied medicine at Edinburgh University in the 19th century. And he based the character of Sherlock Holmes on his medicine professor, who was this incredibly clever scientist. And that's what gave Conan Doyle the inspiration for Sherlock Holmes. And in more modern times, Harry Potter, who you all know about here, the author J.K. Rowling, she's from England, but moved to Edinburgh many, many years ago, and all of the Harry Potter books were written in Scotland, and it's widely accepted that Hogwarts Castle, the wizard school, J.K. Rowling had the idea of a castle on the west coast of Scotland, and that was her inspiration for a lot of the magical scenes.
That's interesting.
And with music, film, poetry, we have a very vibrant cultural tradition in Scotland. And when I come to Vietnam and I find that people's word for Britain is the same word for England, it's a little bit difficult. Scotland's a very different country, as you will find out in future programmes. Britain has very diverse cultures.
Okay, it's very interesting talking to you, Callum. Thank you for sharing with us some aspects of your culture and how it develops today.
My pleasure.
It's time now to say goodbye to the audience. And how do you usually end a social gathering in Scotland?
Well, traditionally, when we make new friends and it's time to part, we would sing Auld Lang Syne. So why don't we try that?
Okay, let's do it.
Well, if you want to sing Auld Lang Syne, I suggest that you wear the kilt for the true Scottish experience, okay?
Okay, I'd love to.
Okay, so if you could just lift your jacket. Okay, I'll just pass this round the back. Quite high up. Okay, and round there. So hold this here.
How do I look?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Do I look like a Scot?
Well, you are wearing trousers, and I think you're wearing underwear, but apart from that, you look like a Scot.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's sing the song.
Okay.
Okay.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of Auld Lang Syne? For Auld Lang Syne. For Auld Lang Syne, my dear. For Auld Lang Syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. And here's a hand, my trust.